Hi Taurus, welcome to your holiday fortnight forecast with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Taurus is for you. Remember to check out all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the fortnight, you have... so it's a fortnightly forecast because it's going to take you through to the end of the year. Rafi too definitely needs that break at this point. So thank you so much for being understanding. And as always, I want to make sure I show up with something to serve you. So you have the moon card as your key to the fortnight ahead, right? So you are going to be in a very reflective space over the course of the next 2 weeks. The moon card will probably see you thinking about the past in some way, shape or form. It could see you connecting with or reconnecting with people from your past, and it might also see you really starting to understand or get into grips with where a lot of your fears or your anxieties are coming from. This might be a really powerful time where your instincts are speaking to you in some way, shape or form. All right. So your actions and options, you've got the Two of Cups. So I love this because it looks like a lot of you are socializing over this time. Maybe you're collecting and collaborating. Maybe you are spending time with loved ones, family, friends, all of that good stuff. If it is just you, that Two of Cups with the moon card could see you really thinking about now being ready for a relationship, like thinking about what's changed and what's shifted inside of you to open up in order to allow you to be ready to welcome somebody new into your life or into your space. Now, the other thing as well, in terms of the options that are available to you, the Two of Cups is about partnership, heartfelt connections. And so the options that are available to you, potentially around new love. But for a lot of you, I think this is just really getting back to a space where you understand what it is to collaborate with yourself. For your communications and conversations, you have the Hierophant card. So this card usually shows up, like the Hierophant card is your energy. So start there, all right? Now, in terms of the communications that you're having, for a lot of you, you might find that this time of year takes on that deeper spiritual significance as you start to look at the past, right? So maybe you're feeling a bit more reflective, and then you start to really have that dialogue with the universe to say, wow, with everything that's happened, I understand now my place in the grand tapestry, or why certain things had to happen. Usually this is like larger institutions, government, all of that kind of stuff. So there's a possibility that you could be interacting with them over this fortnight. But I think for a lot of you, this will be about the spiritual aspect, really delving into that. So for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I think this is a lot of you now starting to realize where you want to take the studies and what it is within your industry that you want to change, like what it is that you want to be known for being a pioneer of some kind in. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is a shift that happens within your workplace. And that moon card suggests that you're maybe like on an instinctual level, you know that the change is absolutely going to happen. It's no longer just a whisper. But there's a part of you that's kind of like, okay, am I on board with this? Let me see how it fits for me and if I can work with that. So there's a lot of decisions for those of you that are employed about whether you're going to stay in the job that you're in. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this I actually think for a lot of you is either clarifying your vision, or potentially for a lot of you, you might start to really think about how you can not just diversify, but how you can really sort of branch out to become the best or the known in your field. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this I actually think for a lot of you will be that. It will be very spiritual. You'll be really very grateful for the people that you have around you, for the connections that you've got. I think all of you will in some regard, but I think definitely those of you that are retired will have that really strong sense of, you know what, this is what it's all for. For your love and relations, you have the Two of Swords. That's really interesting. So Aries had two twos come out as well. So two twos is a bond, a pact, or an accord. What this tells me is on the wider world stage, I think we're going to see a peace accord set in place over this fortnight. There'll be some kind of ceasefire with all of the madness and stupidness that's going on in the world. There'll be some kind of down tools. Whether it lasts or not, I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely think there'll be a more peaceful sort of step forward. Now, on a more personal level, for those of you that are single, that could be a reconnection to somebody from your past, particularly for those of you that were with somebody for a very long time. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, that Two of Swords, there'll be something over this fortnight that you will feel, or, you know, it's not necessarily, now's not really the best time to bring it up. But there might be something that pushes you to sort of say this. And I've got to be honest, once you let that cat out of the bag, it's going to be really hard to put it back in. So I will say, if you feel like a certain conversation is going in a certain way or it's brewing, before it gets to that point, withdraw yourself. All right. The holidays is one of those weird times where, yes, it's about love and connection and all of the rest of it, but emotions tend to run really high at this time of year. And I wonder if that's because this is usually the time of year that we have the Cancer full moon. So, you know, it's really interesting. Okay. With that said, remember your Astro Taroscopes are up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. You can get those on the link in the description box below. They make very good Christmas presents. And this year, the Christmas present that you absolutely have to buy yourself is the New Year, New Frequency. There is nothing like this out there. I know because I've checked. I know because I created this from my noggin. And I'm very, very proud of it. The New Year, New Frequency is really about energy work that you do at home in your own time that is going to prepare you to utilize and ride the wave that is 2024. With that said, you can get that on the link in the description box below. Your money and materials card is the Queen of Swords. So there's potentially some kind of financial conversation that comes up this week. Now, I do have to say, the Queen of Swords can be a challenge card, and you've got it opposite the Two of Swords. This might be a conversation around money when it comes to, over this next fortnight, I would say try and keep conversations around finances and resources and who owes what to a bare minimum. Or just defer them. Just say, you know what, we'll absolutely get round to talking about this, but can we do it at a later date? Because the truth of the matter is, with the Moon, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Swords present, it's going to end up in an argument. All right. So now that you know this, use this information. When over this next 2 weeks, if someone starts talking about money and you can feel it's gonna just cut it at the bud and say, you know what, we will definitely talk about this. Now's not the time. All right. Keep it, you know, that's how we use these readings. That's why when people start complaining in the comments, like, oh, this reading wasn't very good, it's so negative. It's like, okay, yes, it's that if you just sit in the dumps and say, okay, well, that's what I got, so I'm just going to take it on the chin. If you use these proactively, you actually sidestep a lot of the challenges. All right. With that said, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Queen of Swords is potentially your kidneys. And you've got like 2 2s here, plus you've got the Moon card. So there's definitely something happening with your waters. So I would say, like, indulge, have fun, you know, do all the pleasurable things, but don't overdo it. All right. When it comes to your home and environment, that Queen of Swords, a lot of you might not necessarily be spending too much time at home this Christmas, which is really weird for the Taurus. You guys, especially Taurus and Cancer, tend to like to be in their own space around these times to get all cozy and do all of that stuff. All right. With that said, whatever you do or don't celebrate, from my heart to yours, whether it is Yule, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, I really do wish you all of the best for your holiday season and the new year. I hope you have a wonderful 2024. Take care, and I will see you soon.